Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. Just two stories I saw on Sky News that I thought I'd talk about. One is about, obviously, the upcoming coronation of King Charles III. I mean, I can't believe that they're going to want people to swear allegiance to this old-fashioned, outdated, unnecessary idea that one man can be more powerful than another man, and I mean, it doesn't have any power anyway. Not really. It's just, Game of Thrones, but in real life. What's the point of it? And there's people queuing up to sleep at night. I know it's going to be, a once-in-a-lifetime event to see this kind of thing happening. And schools are teaching children about it as well, this concept of, it's part of the lies that we get told that, that we aren't all equal. And that we should accept inequality. Well, we shouldn't accept inequality because everyone is equal. Everyone has the same amount of power and they're born with the same amount of power. And this game of life that we play, where we pretend and put suits on and titles and things, and then suddenly we're more powerful than the next man. And then we're teaching that at schools. And on the media, they're plugging it. So, yeah, listen to this.
Welcome back. Now, further details of this weekend's coronation of the King have been released, including the plans for the concert on Sunday. It's now been revealed that the stage for the coronation concert will be in the shape of a Union flag, and around 20,000 members of the public are expected to attend the event. Before that, millions of people watching the coronation on Saturday across the country will be invited to be part of a chorus of millions to swear allegiance to the King and his heirs. Lisa Dowd travelled to one street in Derby to find out what people thought there and whether they'll be joining in.
You might expect those living on Prince Charles Avenue to at least be curious about the coronation. But would its residents in Derby really follow the King's wish and proclaim their loyalty out loud? It turns out they would.
I swear that I will pay true allegiance to your majesty
and to your heirs and successors,
according to the law.
So help me God.
Some just get it.
Quite patriotic to sort of say it out loud and say allegiance to the new king. And yeah, I'll be in my living room watching, but yeah, I'll probably say it on the day.
It does seem an odd thing, but I think kind of it's important to kind of keep our kind of royal family and traditions going.
Will you swear allegiance to the King out loud?
I will. I have no problem with that. I'm very much open to that.
But for every loyal subject, there are others who find it odd.
A bit like, I don't know, like, kind of like dictatorship, like they've got more power or things like that. It's like an oath, isn't it? It's weird.
The allegiance is one of several new threads being woven into this ancient ceremony, and there are others that show a clear push that the King is trying to modernise the monarchy.
The climax of the ceremony has arrived.
It is 70 years since Queen Elizabeth was crowned, but at King Charles's coronation, female clergy and leaders of other faiths will take part for the first time.
How many of us get an opportunity like this? How often in a lifetime? So, of course, for me, it'll feed into my own story and my family's history, but also part of the nation's story and history, as it were. And to be one of the first female bishops to take part in a coronation is, of course, a very special thing.
So much, of course, will not be new. Chairs used in previous coronations are being restored, reupholstered and re-embroidered for the ceremony in the interests of sustainability. And in Hampshire, the theme of inclusivity continued. Personnel from across the UK and the Commonwealth perfected their processions. 7,000 sailors, soldiers and aviators will accompany the King and Queen to and from the coronation. Lisa Dowd, Sky News.
And look how they're trying to talk about sustainability and inclusivity in a system that is about being them being worshipped, and even the church are involved as well. I mean, oh my goodness, how blind has humanity become that it can't see this for what it really is? I mean, standing by this just because it's tradition, and oh my goodness, well, that's why nothing ever changes. That's why poverty and crime and all the things that the system that we live in that we know isn't perfect, doesn't work for everyone, why it never changes, because people just accept the status quo and how everything is. And the next one is about Primodos, which I know I've mentioned a lot in The Pursuit of Truth. Interesting to see how the government and the pharmaceutical companies are joining together, even though they know that it did affect children, to get together to say, no, it didn't. Let's ignore it. Yeah, can you believe that? And you want to trust these people, huh? Let me play it to you.
Back home, a big day at the High Court today, the latest hearing in legal action over the hormone pregnancy test Primodos, blamed for causing serious birth defects, is getting underway. Our home editor, Jason Farrell, is at court for us. Hi, Jason, what's going to happen today? Good morning.
Good morning, Kay. Well, the easiest way to explain this is that it's a case of, is this another thalidomide? The Primodos campaigners have been campaigning for decades over this. And as you say, this hasn't been in court since 1982. It was struck out then and the court action ended. But over the years, campaigners have discovered new information about the drug, and that led to 2 reviews, an independent expert working group that found that there wasn't enough evidence to prove that there was an association between the drug and birth defects, and another review which in 2020 said that actually the drug had caused avoidable harm. They felt that the government should apologise for what had happened and the way it had been regulated, and the government did apologise, saying that they were sorry for what happened and the frustration and the many years of campaigning that these families had gone through to try and get their voices heard. But that hasn't stopped the government joining up with the manufacturer and actually trying to strike out this claim in the High Court. So we have this quite extraordinary situation where we have the manufacturer of the drug, which is Bayer, which it was originally Shearing. They say that there's no evidence that this drug caused malformations. They say that this case should have ended back in 1982. But also the government now on their side essentially saying that this shouldn't be heard in court either. The campaigners say they do have this evidence. They should have their day in court.
For now, thank you. Quick look at the...
You wonder why the government doesn't want it to come out. Well, there you go, huh? The truth will out, they say. Well, not if we allow the system with all these corrupt people to control it. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I need to say anything other than what was said then. Take care, take it easy, God bless and peace.